Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Good Thursday afternoon to everybody, and welcome into the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team. Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction, residential and commercial. Brett and David here with you for your lunch hour, and glad that you've joined us out there. You can call us 256-234-6221. You can comment away on Facebook, as most of you do throughout the program. A lot of you do that, and we appreciate that. It gives us a lot of interaction, and always enjoy that part. That's one of the good things about the social media. There's a lot of bad social stuff about social media, but there are some good aspects. One being Auburn Blitz, right?
Absolutely.
That's an outstanding one there. Yeah. But all of you are what make the show, and we're glad that you join us out there every day. And again, tomorrow we'll have Jason Caldwell on from inside the Auburn Tigers. Man, David, I'll start with this. I just told you I cut grass this morning and been working, getting everything ready for another monsoon to come through and wash everything away.
I'm just glad you got a shower before you came.
I did. I left just enough window to get out there and get in the house and get showered before I came in. But, unfortunately, Saturday's going to be, and I hate it because it was going to be and still could be. Again, don't ever make your plans, outdoor plans, around a weatherman, because a lot of times you get disappointed or you get mad because you plan to say, okay, I'm not going to do that, and then it ends up being nice and pretty, and you didn't do it. So I haven't seen that Auburn's going to cancel the A-Day game or possibly do something different. Now, if it is a monsoon, David, I really feel like they won't go out there and play in that. Again, it's the whole vibe of an A-Day game is for fans, and it's another practice, so you only get 15, and you want to get the most out of it. And if I'm Freeze and I'm this staff, I'm saying, hey, look, I want the most out of my 15th practice. I'm not going to go out here on the field and tear the field up, and I'm not going to chance getting somebody hurt and for 10 people sitting in the stands. So I don't know what it'll end up being.
Well, I can tell you what I heard yesterday, because I did get to go to practice yesterday, and Brent Bedsole, our good friend, that's the high school pro liaison there on staff.
Right.
I asked him point blank, I said, Brent, I know that Coach Freeze would much rather have a regular practice in the indoor facility Saturday. What is the plan? He said, David, we've had so many people buy tickets that we can't cancel it.
Wow.
He said, we're not going to. He said, if it's raining, we're going to play. Mm-hmm. So now, like you said, if it's a monsoon.
Which they're saying that time, right when that game's supposed to kick off, it's supposed to be horrible.
And what about baseball, Brett?
Well, I don't know they're going to get that in. You're supposed to have Frank Thomas, statue unveiling.
10 o'clock Saturday morning.
It was set up. Now, can you imagine a Chamber of Commerce Day on Saturday if it was bluebird skies and how many people would be in Auburn? I think there would have been a massive crowd.
It's just
still may be a massive crowd at A-Day, but, if it were pretty, you'd have all that going on. You'd have the baseball game going on. You'd have I hate it. You don't know what you're going to get this time of year in the spring.
I'm predicting this, Brett, as far as baseball goes. They'll get the game in tonight. I thought they might play 2 tonight, because looking at Friday and Saturday.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking.
You might be looking at an Easter afternoon baseball game to finish that series up. So
I know that's not the most optimal thing to do, but I guess they
got to get it
just
in.
got to do what they got to do. Or you know what, they may cancel that last game. That happens a lot of times. But anyway,
it's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. Again, I talked about it yesterday. Frank Thomas will now have a statue out in front of Plainsman Park. We have Charles Barkley out in front of the arena, and we've got a bunch of statues now out in front of Jordan Hare with the Heisman winners and then the coaches that we have down there where the team comes in the Tiger Walk. But, man, I can't think of anybody more deserving of a statue in Auburn history than Frank Thomas. Just a phenomenal baseball and football player. But went on to be inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in 2014. He's a career 301 hitter, hit over 500 home runs. Only 25 other people in Hall of Fame history have hit 500 or more home runs.
Yeah.
You know, he was a perennial power. He was multiple time MVP, 5 or 6 Silver Slugger awards. Yeah. He's just was a phenomenal baseball player in the major leagues. Now he's a host on Fox, well-spoken, very good ambassador for Auburn.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was fixing to say. An incredible ambassador for Auburn University.
Is there a college out there, David, that has more guys in broadcast roles than Auburn? I know USC has Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush,
yeah.
But I mean, we got Frank Thomas on Fox Baseball, which is one of the biggest, and then you look over and you got Charles Barkley, who's all involved in NBA and NCAA basketball. I mean, Auburn's got some prominent figureheads,
yeah.
you know, that continue to give, you know, a lot of fame and spotlight to the university.
Yeah, well, it's great because Charles and Frank are totally different.
Completely different people.
Charles, but you know, and Charles takes a hit sometime. But look, Charles, he says what he thinks, but he says it in such a way that sometimes you just got to laugh. Sometimes you got to go.
Charles is the only guy I know that everybody likes and everybody hates.
That's right.
I mean, like, because literally you can be literally you can be your viewpoint on this topic can be spot on with his, and you're like, man, Charles said what everybody's thinking. I totally agree. And then the next topic, you could be on the total opposite side of what he said.
That's right.
And you go, I can respect that, though.
You got to love the way he said it.
Right. It is. That's kind of what he brought up about Michael Jordan. He said, look, man, we were really good friends until I called him out on something that I thought was going to help him as a person. And he said he didn't want to hear it, you know, and he said, look, he's got my number. He knows how to get in touch with me if he wants to rekindle the friendship. He said I still love him. He said I still think the world of him. But he said he got mad because I told him that he had too many yes people around him when he bought the Charlotte Hornets. And he said you got to surround yourself with people that's willing to tell you no a little bit and help you. And he said he didn't like it, and he said hadn't talked to him ever since. And he said
sounds like pretty good advice, Brett.
Well, I mean that people have a hard time. And I've been around leaders that they love to be told yes, and they love people, but that's been ultimately their doom. Because people are afraid to tell them the truth or tell them what they're really thinking to better themselves or better the organization that they're in. And Charles Barkley with no skin in the game, he's just trying to be a friend. He's like, look, bro, you know, this isn't a good setup for you. You know, you need to surround yourself with some people that's going – and, you know, and I'm sure there's another side of the story. I mean, I'm sure it's just not that cut and dried. We all know how Charles is. But one of those situations where I think he's about as open and honest as anybody I've seen.
But I think the thing with Michael didn't like the fact that he just didn't call him up on the phone. He called the situation out in the public.
Well, and Charles does that.
He does.
And that's a flaw there too. I mean, let's be honest about it. I mean, if you're good friends, David, I don't need to call you out on something. If me and you or if I think there's something that I need to tell you, I don't need to get on here and tell everybody first before you know about it. You know,
you'll tell me straight up.
Afford the person the courtesy if you're friends with
Absolutely.
them. So, but anyway, we got on that down that rabbit hole because Frank Thomas and Charles Barkley are still both great ambassadors. But they're two totally different people.
Yeah.
Of course, Bo Jackson speaks for himself. There will never be a greater athlete, period. Now, the argument of Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson, which one was the better running back, I think both of them can definitely claim, notoriety as the top. But I don't think Herschel was a better athlete than Bo Jackson because of what Bo Jackson was able to do in baseball. And you hear what Deion Sanders says about Bo Jackson. He goes, man, that guy just was on a whole different level. And Deion Sanders was one of the best two-sport athletes we've ever seen, too.
Who's the that's absolutely correct. Who's the guy that was it George Brett that played with Bo in Kansas City?
Yeah, absolutely.
He said, I love his story about it. He said, a lot of times I'd have to go to the bathroom when we're batting. He said, but when Bo Jackson was coming up to bat, I never went to the bathroom because I didn't know what I was going to miss if I'm not taking
it was so funny to watch that All-Star game that year when Wade Boggs and Bo Jackson hit back-to-back home runs, and Ronald Reagan was in the in the booth during the game, and he, you know, they're just talking and all, and Bo Jackson hits that home run, and he's like, everybody just stopped, and Ronald Reagan said, that Bo's a pretty good ball player. I mean, and it's just like one of those deals that, you know, everybody, if you had the honor to watch him in person, it is just unbelievable to see. It almost was surreal. He took back top-rated athletes. He made top-rated athletes like George Brett stop and admire him.
Yep.
That's how much of a
Absolutely.
of a unbelievable athlete he was.
I got to tell you this story real quick, Brett, and this happened in Birmingham at Rickwood Field. It was the Jefferson County High School Baseball All-Star Game, which they don't have anymore. You know, of course, Bo went to McAdory.
Right.
And Bo could play anywhere. For some reason, they had him at shortstop. I think just for kicks and giggles.
Right.
And a blooper was hit between second base and right field. High blooper. First baseman couldn't get to it. Second baseman couldn't get to it. The right fielder didn't get to it. Bo cut across from shortstop and he made a diving shoestring catch. And I just said, that's unbelievable.
He did things that just were defied gravity, defied physics.
Yeah.
You know, catch a ball, run up the wall, and run down, and then, you know, threw Harold Reynolds out at home. Harold Reynolds like,
in the head.
He stood up and went, in the world just happened?
A human being's never done what he did on that wall.
No, he can't. I don't think it'll ever be repeated ever
Unbelievable.
again. So you don't know when you're in the moment, when you're watching greatness, you don't really appreciate it till it's over.
That's right.
And I think that was maybe the greatest of all time. Up against our first break of the program. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin. Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here. 45 minutes left in today's show. John said, David, what was that? Shits and giggles. Did you give the G-rated version of that?
I meant to say kicks and giggles.
And you mixed it.
There's another version of that.
Yeah, that's the one we all use. Mr. Sunshine went with the new one called Shits and Giggles. Now, we might use that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, little Shits and Giggles out here. So, but anyway, 256-234-6221 to be part of the program. You can comment away here on Facebook Live, or for Shits and Giggles, you can just
appreciate John
tune
catching
in.
that.
There you go, John, right on top of it there. So let's dive into some Auburn baseball a little bit, because this is a team that's right there in the SEC West at 3-6 with Alabama and A&M. A&M coming in. You got Ole Miss and Mississippi State at 1-8. LSU and Arkansas at 6-3. Had a great opportunity to go on the road and win a huge series against Florida. Didn't do it. Won that first game convincingly. You knew Florida would come back on Saturday and probably win, or at least it would be a lot different situation. They were able to win that game. But, David, on Sunday, Auburn jumped out an 8-2 lead. It was 8-3 in the fifth, and it looked like, man, you know, it was going to be a series win against the number – what were they, number 3 in the country, Florida? And man, pitching fell apart. Walks, hit batters, timely hits by Florida. All of a sudden you look up and then they run rule you at 17-8 and the game's over in the 8th inning. It just collapsed on us. Let's go to the phone lines first, and I'm going to get your comments on that. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, Brett, Coach David, how y'all doing?
What's up, Terry?
Hey, Coach David, I have not heard that story in years about Bo Jackson. But my old 9th grade baseball coach told me that story.
Is that right?
Steve Wall was his name.
Rick Woodfield, I was there.
Varsity coach, I was on the 9th grade team.
It was unbelievable. Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He used to make the statement, he said, we lost to Bo Jackson in the finals.
Yeah.
We didn't lose to McAdory, we lost to Bo Jackson.
That happened to a lot of people. And I watched him play football in high school too, Terry. I mean, and you knew early. You know greatness when you see it. And like Brett said, sometimes we don't appreciate it until it's over. But he was just a freak of nature, and even in high school. Look, the dude played baseball and ran track at the same time. He didn't play basketball, but he played football. I mean, he played 3 sports. He excelled at all of them. He was just
so once in a once in a lifetime, man.
I don't have the words.
Oh, I remember they had the county track meet there at Pinson Valley where I attended the school, and he ran the 200-meter, 220 back then we called it, and he was wearing the track spikes, the iron spikes. I guess they made out of steel or whatever. The track was asphalt, and you could see little sparks coming off the track as he was hitting it.
Lighting a fire with them shoes.
Yeah. That's how fast he was moving.
Yeah.
Brett, I heard you talking your comments about who was calling the game when he hit the home run in the baseball game.
Right.
I believe Ronald Reagan was in the booth.
Well, that's what it said.
That's what he said.
That's just what it said.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Ronald Reagan was the one that made that comment to the announcers. I think Vin Scully was up there. I think it was Vin Scully and Ronald Reagan. I can't remember who the other guy was, but anyway, everybody just, when he hit that ball, it was mid-sentence, and you kind of Bo just, I mean, Ronald Reagan was like, good Lord, what in the world?
I remember when you broke the bat over his knee.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So just phenomenal. Any more word on AHSAA, Brett? I hate to beat the subject to death, but we finally got rid of a disgraceful coach and got us a good coach, and the program's headed in the right direction. I hate to see this weather, but hey, everybody complains about the weather. Nobody does nothing about it, right?
Well, I think they're going to move forward by all indications, whether it's a monsoon or not, and I hated it. I hope it gets out of here or lightens up, because I think there's a lot of excitement around Hugh Freeze, and basically just a celebration that Brian Harson's not in town anymore. Maybe more about that than it is about Hugh Freeze being here now.
I tell you, I'm more excited about the portal to see who they might get a quarterback, depending on what happens at AHSAA, because I already think that seems to be the overwhelming majority that the quarterback of the future is not on campus yet.
Right. I think there's a possibility of that, but you'd love to see a dry field, a dry environment to see what some of those guys can do throwing the football. Maybe look at Holden Garner and see what kind of throws he can make. I've seen Robbie Ashford, and I think he maybe, has improved a little bit. I don't care anything about seeing T.J. Finley anymore, but to see Holden Garner, maybe see where he is at this point. I know they bragged on him the last couple of weeks. It would be neat to see that, but if it's pouring rain, you're not going to be able to really get a good picture.
No.
Well, Brett, I just don't understand. We got rid of Brian Harsin. We got rid of Wendell Gray. Let's please get rid of T.J. Finley. Appreciate it, guys.
I appreciate it, Terry, and I think maybe that will happen eventually.
I don't think he'll be on campus after the spring
I don't think
semester.
So either.
And, Brett, I did see the quarterbacks throw a little bit yesterday. They were on the other end of the field. I couldn't tell a whole lot, but I didn't see Finley, but I did see Garner and Robbie Ashford throw some, just short routes. But like I told you before we got on the air, when I walked out on the practice field, McPherson, they were going through some kicking stuff.
Not Alex. Is it Alex?
Alex McPherson.
Okay, his brother's it kicks for Cincinnati.
That's right.
So.
But he was out there just kicking howitzers. It's unbelievable. So we got to
back him up before he breaks the glass in the indoor facility.
Yeah, well, evidently.
Well, I mean, it was obvious that why wouldn't you want to come to Auburn as a kicker, especially under Gus Malzahn and Brian Harsin? Because we apparently didn't like to score touchdowns. All we wanted to do is kick field goals. So that's why we attract some of the better kickers in the country.
Well, he is, and it was impressive to watch.
Well, about a minute left on this segment, so we'll dive into some Auburn baseball when we get back. What high school did Bo Jackson? Jim answered that for John. There's McAdory. But Jim said, I like this Auburn baseball team, very talented. Just give them time to get their feet. They'll be fine come time for postseason. I'm with you, Jim. And as far as hitting the baseball, they're as good as we've had.
And defensively, we're pretty solid.
Right. We just got to get the pitching figured out.
And I know we'll dive into this too. We lost that midweek game to UAB, a heartbreaker.
At the very end.
At the end, and some questionable calls from some umpires, but you're not going to blame it on that. I mean,
that's the way it goes.
We just didn't get it done.
Up against another break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin-lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
No monthly payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra Crew Cabs discounted up to $10,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $5,250 off. And new Buick Encore GX up to $4,750 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through the program today. Get your calls in, 256-234-6221 to be part of the program. Hey, it is Masters week. And talking about bad weather, you know, almost about set you watch. There's going to be a day or so where they have to dodge weather. It looks like Saturday will be that day. But right now, if you look at the leaders, Victor Hovland is 6 under. John Rahm, who is a 8-1 odds. He was one of the 3 that had the odds to win it. Scheffler, who won it last year, Scotty Scheffler, Roy McIlroy, and then John Rahm. And Rahm is in second right now, along with Cameron Young at 3 under. Maybe the story right now. Look who's in 4th. Fred Couples at 2 under.
Freddie Couples, how about that?
So right now I believe Tiger Woods is 3 over. Of course, everybody wants to follow Tiger. You like the Masters? You watch the Masters, David?
I don't play golf. I don't watch golf. So
don't watch it at all?
I'm out.
Been to the Masters twice.
You have?
I have, and it's one of the coolest experiences, I think, even if you don't play golf and don't like golf. that you can go.
Yeah, I love
it. It is.
How'd you get a ticket to the Masters?
Well, I got a couple tickets. 2 years in a row, I had
you got a connection?
Yes, I did. I had a connection, and
you almost have to have one.
You do, and then I was able to take my dad, and that was something that he'd always wanted to do, and we went in 2001 and 2002. Went back-to-back years, and I think I can't remember. Tiger won in 01, and not sure if he won it in 02, but I think he won both of them. I'd have to go back and look and see.
Well, Brett, I'm going to be honest with you. Golf and car racing, I just never have gotten into.
I'm not a big NASCAR guy.
Well,
I mean,
a football coach that I used to work with, John Gilmore at Fairfield, he got into racing, and he'd go to Talladega, and he said, David, until you've been to Talladega and sat in that grandstand,
have you ever been to Talladega?
Cars,
have you ever been I've done that too.
Said,
look, I'm a guy, and look, I'd like to hear from everybody out there. I like to experience different sporting events. I just like doing that. I've been blessed to go to a World Series. I've been blessed to go to a national championship college football game. I checked another thing off. I went to an NCAA tournament game this year, watched Auburn and Iowa. I've never been to a tournament game. Really, really close. A bunch of us were going to go to the Final Four, in 19 when Auburn made it, and should have.
You should have.
And by the way, 4 years ago today,
don't even say it.
we all know what happened without saying it.
You could have been there in Minneapolis and commissioned. Well, I wouldn't have known you at that point.
Well, I just need. I'd seen you up there changing a light.
Changing
and I
lights.
Said, well, that one went out. Send David up there.
Well, I've been to 3 Final Fours, Brett.
Wow.
And I'll say that
you've been to a College World Series.
I have. Yeah. And we've all been. You're right. To experience different things like that is. I'd like to go to the Olympics sometime.
That'd be cool. I didn't go when it was in Atlanta, and I was in college, and I should have. And I had some buddies that went to some of the Olympic events in Birmingham.
Yeah.
They were soccer guys, and they had soccer at Legion Field.
Right.
But all the Centennial Park stuff happened, and literally we're planning to go. There were several of us planning to go to that, and then all that crap happened, and it just we decided not to go. But the Olympics were right there. Justin, good friend of ours, just texted. He's been to the World Cup, and would love to see. I'm gonna say this on air, and everybody knows. I know I told you I'm going to New York to watch. I've made the commitment, David. So I'm going to publicly, and I guess my family won't be able to let me take this back. I'm going to the Maui Invitational next year.
I think I will too. I think I saw the field. Did you see the field?
Unbelievable. Yeah, we can talk about that, but I'm going to go to the Maui. Yeah. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Always wanted to. Never thought Auburn would ever be in that tournament. They're going to be in it for the second time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to the Maui Invitational, taking the family.
Yeah.
I think we got some friends that are gonna go. I'm just excited about it, man. Again, it's one of those deals. When we went to the national championship game in Arizona, I knew I was like, not gonna miss this opportunity because Auburn had not been to a national championship game since '57. And I was thinking, well, is it going to be 50-something more years before they go back? I may not see another one. So, but then we go back just a few years later, which you're glad that you're competing and putting your program up there. But strike while the iron's hot. And if you want to go experience something, go do it. And, I went to the World Series on the whim and a fancy. Went to church that Sunday, was eating in a Mexican restaurant, was there with a buddy of mine and our sons, and he said, I said, look, y'all want to drive over? I said, we can at least just hang out outside the stadium in the Battery and go. And well, why not? Yeah, let's just get in the car and go. And we all went over there and found a way to get in the game, found tickets, got in the game, and never forget it.
Lifetime memory.
Never forget it.
Yeah.
And so you're not going to get in if you don't go. So I do highly suggest if you can get tickets prior to some of those events that you do that. But there's so many cool events. I would like to go to a Super Bowl. Good God, though. I mean, you have to take out. You have to sell a kidney, a couple, a couple other organs to get a ticket to that.
Unbelievable.
But I think it's cool to be able to go see that. But I have been to the Masters a couple times, and it is. If you think it looks unbelievable on TV, you don't have any clue until you walk out there. You go through those gates. And you get through, and then you get to the course, and you look at it, and it's like, My gosh.
Yeah.
You know, when you got people walking around with a broom and one of those little portable, you know, trash, you know,
Right.
like pans, dustpan things, and they're sweeping up pine straw and pine cones because they're out of place.
Yeah.
You're in,
Yes,
you're in a pretty special place, you know.
Unbelievable.
So maybe that's just a beautiful setting.
You know,
over
I
there.
had told you that I would love to go back to New York because I love New York. But I said I might have to wait till the next year for Hawaii.
Right.
And when I saw that field announced,
Right.
I just read it a couple days
if New
ago.
York continues to decay to the point it's decaying, I'm probably not going to go there.
No.
I mean, who wants to go up there to that?
Well, you and I can work on our tans together in Maui because I think the wife and I are going.
Sounds great. Well, I look, I think it's a great opportunity.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And I've never been to Hawaii.
No, I know it. Well, you know, it's the first time for everything.
And throw in Auburn basketball.
Daggum, man.
Win-win.
I ain't no doubt. So, up against another break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
LMG Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We're ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City or call 256-234-7900.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. A couple segments left in today's show. Give us a call, 256-234-6221 to be part of the program. Our program brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, saving people thousands of dollars on their financing of their house, a refinance. They can save you all types of money. They can give you a plan. They watch the rates, obviously, daily. Strike while the iron's hot. You may have financed your house a long time ago. And even though the rates are up a little bit, it still may be better for you to refinance now than when you originally financed. So give Eric McKinley a call. They'll help you out. They're there to help you save thousands of dollars. Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin. What a great team of real estate agents to go and help you find the perfect piece of property, whether it be on Lake Martin, out in the country somewhere, maybe a downtown apartment in Auburn or somewhere like that you like, or maybe a nice place on the Gulf of Mexico. They can help you out with any property that you're looking for. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, 10 locations throughout Central Alabama for all your home improvement, home building supply needs. Check them out. They beat the big box stores. And J.A. Smith Construction, residential and commercial, they'll get you what you need. They'll take care of it, whatever job it is. No job too small, no job too big for them. They'll get it done for you. Make sure you call on J.A. Smith Construction. David, that was a pretty cool segment there talking about, I guess, bucket list things that people have been able to do and events and, sporting events, whether you like things or not. One of the deals is that if you get an opportunity to go experience, I was going to go back and tell you, NASCAR, I'm not a big race car fan, but you're right. Whoever you talk to, when you go sit in the stands and they crank those cars up and they get going, when they're really up to top speed and they're coming by,
it's unbelievable.
It's something you need to experience one time.
Yeah, I need to do that.
It'll run chills down your spine.
Yeah.
And so I'll never forget getting out. I went with a buddy of mine one time on a Saturday, and they did some. They had the ARCA race, there, and we got there before another race that was going to be run that afternoon. Get out, and the cars were running, just single cars were doing qualifying or whatever, and it's so loud, and it went by, and I looked up in the sky. I was like, that airplane.
Yeah.
And it was like, and Buddy said, no, man, that's one of the cars. I said, good.
They said you better have earbuds with you if you get too close.
It was rocking, man. So NASCAR, huge. Talladega, one of the biggest tracks, in the whole tour. So
did you see what Jim said?
I did not yet. What did he say?
He said Sports Blitz needs to have a contest giveaway, a trip to Maui for the tournament.
Yeah. That would garner some interest.
Yeah. We'll let Robinson Iron sponsor that or something.
I don't think Robinson Iron will be sponsoring that one.
That was the joke.
Exactly. David said he'd go ahead and buy 2 plane tickets for whoever wants to accommodate him out there. He said, "Now he's not going to pay for the room, but he would take care of airfare for you out there."
A pond jumper to Maui. Yeah.
You might need to go ahead and get started now and make it out there. You got to stop 25 times before you get out there. Oh, my gosh. So, anyway.
We're having fun today.
Yeah, we are having fun. That's what it's about. Again, Masters Week is kind of how we got started talking about this. You look at it from a standpoint, it's just an awesome week. It's one of those events, again, when Tiger Woods is in competition, it seems that the ratings are always better. And, Tiger Woods, let's be honest, all the stuff he's been through, a lot of it been self-provoked on him. And but his injuries and things, He's not a spring chicken anymore, and so I don't know how much more we're going to see of Tiger Woods and what he's going to do. But again,
neither is Fred Couples.
Well, no, neither is Fred Couples, and then and I think Tom Kite almost won the dadgum British Open a few years ago. He was leading in the dadgum last round, and they went to extra holes, and I can't remember who it was that beat him. The guy from Georgia Tech beat him.
Yeah.
Name slips my mind right now. So,
but it can happen. You know, Tiger can make a comeback. I don't know that he will, but he just garners so much interest.
Right.
If he's involved, you know, your ratings are going to be sky high, and it's just going to be a lot better to watch.
Right. So, again, I also want to add this to our conversation since we're on it. If you have a chance to see a superb athlete, go see them in person. Again, if once they're done, they're done. I've seen Tiger Woods in person play golf. You know, had a chance to see. I was very young, don't remember much, but had a chance to see Bo play football when I was young. Never got a chance. My favorite athlete of all time, by the way, I know it's hard to say because I am such a big Auburn fan. You'd think it'd be automatically Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan. I'm just so enamored with that guy, and I think he's the best of all time. Don't think it's close. All you LeBron guys out there, just go on about your business. Ain't even close. I've
been in a couple of
it's not even close, man. Just don't bring it up.
Just stop.
You know, Michael Jordan went on teams that had losing records. That, you know, as far as in championship runs, not where he is, and part of. You know, we can get into that argument. I'm not going to go there. Not going to go there.
Since we're going down rabbit holes today, I got to tell you this story. I just saw this yesterday. Bobby Knight was speaking to a coaching convention, and I have to clean this up, of course, because it was
talking about sitting on the bench.
No. When he was coaching the Olympic team.
Yeah.
In the gold medal game, they were ahead of Spain by like 30 points at the half, and Jordan had played 12 minutes. Brett, he had 19 points, 11 assists, and like 8 rebounds. And Knight's thinking, what can I do to talk to these guys at halftime? I mean, you know, what am I going to do? He said, I know what I'll do. I'll get on Jordan. Because the rest of them will think, dang, if he's pissed off at Jordan, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? So he goes in and he says, Mike, dude, you've played 12 minutes. Every single guy out on the floor out there is setting screens for one another. I know you got 19 points and 11 assists and 9 rebounds, but when in the heck are you going to set a screen, Jordan? And he said, you know, that grin came up, and he said, Coach Knight, didn't you say last week that I was one of the quickest basketball players you'd ever seen in your life? He said, what the heck's that got to do with setting a screen? He said, Coach, I'm just setting them so quick you can't see them.
I'm setting them, and I'm rolling off of them so fast you don't even know what's going on.
So Knight said, well, how about slowing them the heck down so I can see one of them?
Going back and watching old clips of Bobby Knight is priceless. I watched one today, sent it to a group text, and the response was priceless by everybody. That guy could get mad in 2 seconds. He'd be sitting there talking to you, and then all of a sudden, in his mind, he's like, that's bullcrap, dude. And he turned to a completely different person. It's a funniest crap.
I met him at a coaching clinic, Brett, and I was scared to walk up to him.
Did you see him hitting golf balls? Have you seen that? They were shooting that video of him in the bunker, and you just got to go watch it, man. Y'all got to go to YouTube and find it. It's unbelievable. David's got to get out of here. I'm going to bring it home on the last segment here. Stay tuned. One final segment right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Kalijah Idol 15, the semifinals, is happening in the River Region this Saturday night at Alabama's Little Bit of Texas. It's Kalijah Idol 15, the semifinals.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world. Of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bugs Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bugs Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bugs Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bugsisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to hear is true, and the names have been changed because Brubaker Motors has sold to Sons Automotive. You heard right. Brubaker Kia is now Sons Kia of Montgomery. Furthermore, Sons Automotive is a family business with dealerships throughout the Southeast. The name Sons Automotive is synonymous with trust, and they care about the communities they're a part of. They're excited to serve the River Region, and in the interest of justice, you will be served a sentence of big savings. Sons Kia of Montgomery, family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment here on this Thursday. Glad that you've joined us out there, wherever it is that you might be watching or listening to us. Our program brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction, both residential and commercial. Masters starting today. Ran down earlier the leaders. Hovland is at 7 under now. Lowry has jumped up there in a group that's a big group that's 3 under. Lowry, Zonder Schauffele, Rahm, and Young, along with Koepka, all at 3 under. And then you got a big group at 2 under. Defending Masters champ, Scotty Scheffler, is at even par right now. That's good for 25th. And if you dig on down here, on further down the score, Tiger Woods was at 3 over and still is at 3 over. So, again, really tight-knit in there, except for right there at the very top. You see some guys make a a big push on day one and kind of separate themselves. But the pressure of being in Augusta, can they basically do the same thing for 3 more days? And most of the time, guys fall apart from the pressure either on Friday or Saturday. So anyway, that's a rundown. They're going to have to deal with weather, just like Auburn's going to have to deal with weather this weekend. With A-Day, unfortunately, the forecast is not very pretty. It looks like it's going to be a monsoon possibly during the time of A-Day. As we just talked about, really no plans to cancel the game unless it is just severe weather, lightning and all that kind of stuff. If you have to deal with that kind of stuff, they'll cancel it. But Auburn's saying they've sold so many tickets so far, it's just going to be hard to cancel it. But maybe it'll get out of there. Again, if the weather does break, it could be a nice day for Auburn all the way around. Baseball, they're going to monitor the situation as well, maybe adjust and play a doubleheader tomorrow if they have to, starting tonight with Texas A&M and then moving in to tomorrow instead of playing. Obviously, I don't think they're going to get anything in on Saturday. So that's going to be something to watch. Just kind of keep it tuned in here. We'll have Jason Caldwell on tomorrow, and we'll talk some more about that, have a little bit more information hopefully coming your way. It should be, again, Hugh Freeze's first A-Day, first time to get out, and it's unfortunate that the weather not going to cooperate with that. So, but maybe we'll catch a break with that. Auburn baseball, though, again, with Texas A&M coming in, need to, take care of business. Need to get at least 2 games this weekend from a team that's tied with them in standings. Both Auburn, A&M, and Alabama sitting there in the Western Division at 3-6. Ole Miss at 1-8, Mississippi State 1-8, and you've got LSU and Arkansas at the top of the division at 6-3. Again, wanted to make an announcement that we've talked about the last couple of days that for Auburn basketball and the Maui Invitational. Auburn will be returning to Hawaii next November, the 25th through the 27th, in a loaded field. You look at this field that has North Carolina, Michigan State, UConn, Dayton, Colorado, Memphis, Iowa State, and Auburn in it. And so it's a loaded field there. This coming up Maui Invitational has Kansas and Tennessee. It's got some really big names in it as well. Of course, the elite of the elite get invited. So it's great to have Auburn invited for the second time in just a short amount in the last few years. Bruce Pearl, as we talked yesterday on this program, has just done phenomenal things with this Auburn basketball program that none of us, frankly, ever thought we would ever see. So if you have the opportunity, again, you can plan far enough out maybe to try to make that trip out there. I've never been. It's our plans to try to go, good Lord willing. So would love to be able to go out there and go to Hawaii and then also watch Auburn play in a very high-profile tournament, maybe the highest profile tournament of the year leading into to the season. So good stuff there. That's big news. Auburn basketball transfer portal news, still waiting. I know Denver Jones remains the top target, I think, for Bruce Pearl from Florida International. 6'5" guard, was second in the Conference USA in scoring. That's a big deal looking at what Conference USA put out this year with Florida Atlantic and, of course, UAB and North Texas playing in the NIT championship. Some really good teams in the Conference USA, and for him to average almost 21 points a game, a long, lengthy guard, that's what Bruce Pearl's looking to add to the team. Still up in the air on who might be coming back or who's staying or who's leaving, rather. I know Jalen Williams is one of those guys that I think everybody's hoping will stay, possibly Alan Flanagan as well. If you could get those guys to stay along with Janai Broom, and then you bring in Aiden Holloway as the lone recruit in this class, this could be a very good Auburn basketball team returning next year. But that team that goes to Maui will have, if everything holds together, right now the number 2 class in the country, according to 24/7, that features LeBaron Philon from here in the state of Alabama and a couple other really, really talented players in that class. And again, rosters change from year to year, but you would expect that Auburn would be taking a very, very good team out to Hawaii next November to compete in that tournament again with the likes of North Carolina and Michigan State and UConn, who just won the national championship. It's going to be a high-profile tournament there, and again, to be in that field for the second time in about 4 or 5 years is tremendous. So it kind of tells you where Auburn basketball is. But as we get ready to close the show out, again, Auburn A-Day coming up on Saturday, rain or shine at this point. Gonna go forward with it. The format, we're looking at it, looks like it's going to be a little bit different this year, according to a couple of guys. 60-minute running clock, no quarters. Offense versus defense, and the defense will start with a 24-0 lead. Okay, so defense is going to start with 24-0 lead. So offense has got to make up that ground. A-Day will start roughly around 1:20 p.m. And so 60-minute running clock, no quarters. Offense versus defense with a 24-0 lead. So that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Auburn Blitz. We'll be back with you tomorrow, same time, same place. Again, thanks to everyone. Enjoyed it. Well, see you next time.